He's been busy for 15 years. You've been busy for way too long.
Yeah, way too long. Look at the bags in our eyes.
Perfect. So you guys know how I like to start off all my coffee talks. So how do you take your coffee? Thank you everybody for joining us for today's coffee talk with Behind the Scenes of Meevo 2 featuring John Harms. I want to go ahead and introduce to you today, I have John Harms with us, CEO and founder of Millennium Systems International. Super excited. As well as Andy Clarke, who is the Director of Product Development. So he's been working extremely hard on Meevo 2. If you guys could just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Obviously we know who you are, John.
CEO and founder, mostly
Yes.
proud of the founder part of that. Work very intently with the development team and Andy to make sure that we're building Meevo 2 the right way and then taking the great features from Millennium and making sure that they migrate into Meevo 2.
I've been with Millennium for 15 years. Started in support, oversaw support department for 10 years, and for the last 5 years I've been overseeing our product development department.
Very nice. He's been busy for 15 years. You've been busy for way too long.
Yeah, way too long. Look at the bags in our eyes.
Perfect. So you guys know how I like to start off all my coffee talks. So how do you take your coffee?
So I normally take my coffee black. I kind of migrated into that because I have a built-in coffee machine at home that grinds the beans in the morning and it comes out so fresh. I'm like, how do you even put milk in that? So I drink it black. However, here I drink it with a little cream because it's not quite the same. And Andy was just making fun of me because he doesn't understand how I drink black coffee. I put cream in my coffee and the cream was bad and it had floaters all over in it. So now he knows why I drink it black.
Got it. Got it. What about you, Andy?
I drink decaf, which is probably surprising to many people because everybody drinks coffee for the caffeine.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I drink decaf because if I have caffeine, I'll just start shaking all over the place. I can't handle it.
Oh,
So,
no.
yeah.
I learned
Decaf
something
with,
today.
with one creamer.
Decaf with one creamer. We learn
Yep.
something new every day.
Look at that. I'm shocked.
Yep.
Perfect.
Although I could see him shaking and talking faster.
Yep.
So today we are going to be talking a lot about Meevo 2. So before we get started, what is Meevo 2? What's that whole journey that we've taken for all the new people who are watching Coffee Talk?
So Meevo 2 is really the next evolution of Millennium. So a lot of people don't even know that Meevo's name came from the fact that we were going to call Meevo, that we were going to call the next generation of Millennium Millennium Evolution. So Millennium Evolution's too big. We really want to get to a name that we made up ourselves so that we could get the patents on it and trademarks and URL. So we collapsed, we changed it to Millennium EVO, then decided, okay, let's even collapse that down further. So the EVO came down on the M and became Meevo. We just added an E. So Meevo really stands for the Millennium Evolution. It is taking the great things that are in Millennium regarding reports and key performance indicators and all the things that we're known for, but making it cloud, making it multi-location in a better way, and also making it work on any device. So that was the problem with Millennium, is it was built for really PC. So now it works, Meevo 2 works on a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, a Samsung Galaxy, doesn't matter. So that's really what it is. It's moving us forward on technology, but not forgetting what has made the salons and spas that use Millennium successful.
Got it. So I know one of the very anticipated questions that is going to come up today, I know that a lot of people wrote in about it, so I want to kind of address it right from the beginning. When is the conversion going to be available? So we're going to definitely cover that, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to mention, for anybody who was unavailable to attend TME 2018 this year, John and Andy both were on stage, and I had the opportunity as an employee to yell at John, so that was super fun.
In a skit.
In a skit, not in real life. But you guys went over some really cool features, so can you guys share with me what those top features are that you guys mentioned?
Yeah, sure. I'll let Andy start, but the skit was a lot of fun. It was a last-minute decision, and to me, doing a demo and just pointing and clicking really lost sight of kind of the day in the life of a salon, and we wanted to highlight that we really understand what goes on, and and kind of the funny things that happen in a salon, which you helped with being the irate customer.
Loved it.
Wanting a refund, right?
I wanted a refund.
Wanted a refund. And so I think it was just a fun way. We got a lot of compliments on it, but I also appreciated that Andy let me throw him that monkey wrench about Thursday, and we were doing it on Sunday. So we came up with an hour skit and pretty much killed it. And Andy was great because he's got that deadpan humor where he just I was the new front desk person, and it was a lot of fun. But I'll let Andy start with some of his favorite Meevo 2 features.
Yeah, that's good. That skit was a lot of fun. And a couple of the features that I'll talk about is stuff that we did at the conference during the skit. But one of them, I think my favorite one is the waitlist enhancement that we've done with Meevo over Millennium. You know, with Millennium, businesses could put people on a cancellation list. So if Joe wasn't available to cut somebody's hair, somebody say, you know what, let me know if he's got a cancellation, and give me a call and I'll come in. But that mentality of giving me a call, that process is what Millennium did. So what would happen is that you would move an appointment around, and it would cause an opening to occur. The pop-up would come up, interrupt what the person was doing at that moment in time. Then that person would have to remember to call that client after they finished what they were doing, and it just kind of like interrupted the flow. So we wanted to improve on that when it came to Meevo. So what we did was we did that all behind the scenes now. So if there's an opening available, we actually do it so that we can send a notification to a client, and they'll get a text message saying that there's an opening available. And if they want it, they just say yes, that they want it. And if they don't, it moves on to the next person on the list. So it's completely automated. It's behind the scenes. It doesn't interrupt the flow of the front desk in the middle of what they're doing. So that was, I think, one of the best features we've added so far. And there's other ones, but I think that's my top one.
There's definitely other ones, and I think what's really great about what Andy's been doing in product development and just showing our 30 years plus of experience is our job is to try to free up the front desk to do more proactive things. Mm-hmm. So this is just one, but there's several things that we've done in Meevo 2 to really try to get some of these mundane tasks off the front desk so the front desk can focus on customer service and bringing in clients that we miss and that haven't been in and those types of things. So that's one, and definitely a great feature.
The other enhancement that we did with Meevo is the ability to send out ratings. So I love this feature. I think it's going to be great for businesses to get feedback from their customers directly. So every time a transaction occurs, a rating will go out. They'll rate that service, which impacts the employee who performed the service specifically. We're able to capture those things now, and we can publish those things to various applications, and there's several enhancements that we've got on the timeline, so that I'll get into a little bit later. But ratings is probably my second one, and then my last one is probably just the John touched on a little bit about when he was talking about what Meevo is the mobility aspect of it. Mm-hmm. We really wanted to design Meevo so that it could work on any device, iPad, iPhone, Samsung, whatever it is, and just be totally mobile friendly for 95% of the features in the software. Register, appointment booking, and so forth, data setup, exactly. Chairside
checkout, all these different things that we couldn't do before we can do now. So it's very exciting. I have a friend that uses Meevo 2. Her name's Lauren, and their Wi-Fi went down on Saturday, and she remembered that everything works on her phone. Just took out her phone and did all of her transactions for the day. Wow. Even did the hosted page processing, put the credit card number in, and was completely up, and reminded herself that in Millennium, she would have been down for that day. Yep. So she had access to her appointments, access to ringing up and everything. So the mobility of Meevo 2 is obviously the investment that we made into making this product really leapfrog even beyond the people that were cloud before us, the competitors that were cloud before us. The way we did Meevo far exceeds even where they're at because we were a little late to the game. So there's sometimes advantages to sitting out the first dance. You know what I mean? So my top three are Combo Bar, Smart Centers, and Goals. So let's start with Combo Bar. The Combo Bar was something that I came up with, short for Conversation Bar. And what I wanted was to improve the thing that salons and spas do the most, which is book appointments. And it typically takes 3 to 5 minutes. And when I would watch people, they would just, the person would kind of say what they want. I want a haircut with John or Jen tomorrow or next Thursday or whatever that is, or next week. And then the front desk person would make them repeat it because they would go into the appointment editor and go in the column order that we provided in Millennium. And that whole process was 3 to 5 minutes. And so I said, how could we get it to the point where Meevo knows the answers by the time the client's done speaking? And so that was the combo bar. It's a natural language processor. It understands English. It understands things like what days of the week are, what services are. So if I said, as you just saw, HCW, which is Haircut Women with Jen or John this week, not only is it going to morph the appointment book to just John and Jen and show the days of the week, but the little thing up in the corner that you saw them click on is called the suggestion engine. And that's actually, by the time they're done talking, or you can actually type it or even say it into a microphone, and it'll actually show up in the combo bar and display the appointment book. By the time you're done talking or typing what the client's saying, it already knows the suggested openings. So we literally took booking from 3 to 5 minutes to 30 seconds, and I'm very proud of that. You can also use the combo bar to type the word register, client, any word that you think of that gets you to a part of the system, and avoid going to a menu. So combo bar is my favorite thing. The next thing is smart centers. So to me, what's important and what we've always preached in Millennium is the KPIs and growing your business. And I said, why should the background of a software just be a white screen or a logo? Why shouldn't it be the things that matter to the person that's using the software? So it's role-based. So if I'm an owner, I'm going to see a certain dashboard and I can swipe and get to my next dashboards. If I'm the stylist or a service provider, I'm going to see my information, my service dollars, my appointments. And I can also role-based build, say, for the front desk, a smart center that has all the features they need to get to quickly. So it might be register, appointment book, client, drawer manager to open and close your drawer, the MR80 and the MR85, the key reports that they use. So literally that smart center becomes their world. So I'm very proud of that and very excited about people creating their own. That's the other thing. Like in Millennium, we gave them a monitoring station, but they couldn't choose what they wanted it to look like. They couldn't choose the colors of their brand to make it make sense. So the Smart Center, every color tile you see, every tile itself, you choose what gets put in there, what's important to you, what's important by role, and people love that feature. The last thing is goals. So in Millennium, we had some amazing goal setting, but it was only monthly. What was important to me, and I assigned to Andy and the product development team the job of how do we get goals to translate, even though you set them on a monthly basis. I want to know what my goal is for this specific week, and I want to know what my goal is on Wednesday, this specific day. So they actually created the ability to drill down all the way down to today. So I can set a goal and say, hey, my goal for this month is $12,000. Well, what that translates to is $3,000 for this week. Well, guess what? What that translates to is $562 in service for today. So, and it's even smart enough to know if somebody is part-time, full-time, if they have a day off this week, a vacation day. It doesn't change my goal that I want to hit 12,000. So if I want to hit 12,000, it actually will adjust based on the days of the week that are available in that month, and even if I'm taking vacation or doing a half day. So it's truly amazing, and it's really what Millennium and our company's about. And so the things that I've talked about are the things like speed up appointment booking, create KPIs that are in your face and can show up right on the stylist's phone that show them where they're at. And then this thing about goal setting is making sure that we're bringing it down to today and letting them set their goals. So to me, those really represent who we are as a company and what we brought to the industry.
I actually love the idea of being able to drill down to be able to see a daily view, because I know that was one thing that when I was in the industry, a lot of service providers would say, like, okay, Tanya, you've sat down with me for the entire month. You told me that this is my goal, but what should I be doing today?
Yep.
Or how much retail items should I really be selling today if I'm going to hit that retail goal? So I think that's going to be really great, especially now that I can kind of have it in my back pocket, right, and being able to use that phone. So I think that that's really interesting.
Yep.
So one of the other things that I know that we have coming up is an update that's going to be coming out towards the end of the month. So what are some of the enhancements or features that we should be anticipating for that?
I'll let Andy dive into that. He was taking a
you
breath
both
anyway.
look like you were about to go for that one.
You can chime in if you like something.
Andy, obviously, he manages what we call the roadmap. And so he has a big job in kind of helping work with me on what features are coming out in the next quarter. We're releasing updates that people haven't noticed every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, that some kind of mid Q4 is coming out, and then the Q4 update, then the Q1 and the mid Q1. So he has a big job of taking all the ideas from our clients, but also the things that we had in Millennium that maybe aren't in Meevo yet, some of the integrations, all the other things, and making those decisions on what gets in there. Then we have to look at, even though we've quadrupled the size of our development department, we've got 60 to 80 people at any given point coding and working on things. There's still only a certain amount of features that we can release. So I'll let him talk to it. We've released, I think it was over 160 features this year alone.
Wow.
And a few bug fixes too, believe it or
And
not.
a few bug fixes.
Yeah, a couple bug fixes.
A few. So there's lots of features getting introduced in this mid Q4 release. I'm just going to name like probably maybe the top 6 or whatever that people might be interested in. You know, one of the things that people enjoyed with Millennium is to be able to use their keyboard to navigate around in Millennium. So we're introducing keyboard shortcuts within Meevo. And you don't have to go to a user guide to figure out what the keyboard shortcuts are. You could just do Shift ? And it'll actually bring up a keyboard shortcut menu within Meevo and show you how to navigate around via the keyboard shortcuts. So you can do Alt-L to bring up the last client used or whatever. So it's a really easy way to just navigate through the system. Control Alt-S to be able to save a record or whatever. The next feature that we enhanced in the mid Q4 release has to do with standings. So you can now add additional services to a standing. So you could create a schedule standing for multiple services. You can flag a standing as a requested standing, so you know if you can move it or not in the appointment book to another employee. And then we also implemented the ability to implement add-ons. So if you've got a service that people are booking a standing for and you can offer add-ons that don't add additional time to the service, they can actually, in the standing creation, add that standing add-on in there so that it's automatically scheduled out.
Yeah, like a conditioning treatment. And so all the stuff that you can do manually, you can still do in that standing, which is great. Upselling.
Yep, so that's really cool. I think people are going to enjoy that. Payroll was another thing we wanted to focus on again. You know, we have this concept in Meevo 2 of payroll periods and configuring a payroll and stuff. So there were some challenges for some businesses initially with setting up payroll and then maybe making a changed payroll afterwards. So we've enhanced that. We've improved that whole workflow to alleviate any of those types of questions that were coming up. The next feature that we have in this release is the purchase order enhancements. So one of the things that we've done with purchase orders is improve the entire flow of it. So we've made it a little bit easier for you to create a PO. When you create the PO, you're selecting your manufacturer or whatever. We're adding the ability to be able to create a PO for retail and shop supply in the same order. We're also adding the ability for you to add a product to an existing list. When you go to receive an order, you can actually adjust the order quantity. So if they ended up shipping you 6, but you ordered 7, you can change the order quantity to match. So you can make sure that purchase order is received in full. And we also added the shipping and handling field on the bottom so that you can add your shipping and handling. So the total completely matches what your invoice was from your distributor. So that's a couple enhancements we made there. And the next feature that we enhanced was ratings. I talked about it a little bit. So we've enhanced our EFT control panel a little bit more. Giving you the ability to control which ratings are published. So right now in Meevo, all ratings are published and viewable to clients via the Salon Connect app. And this is something that was developed by Salon Clouds, and they could go in there and download this app, and they could book appointments online, look at reviews for employees and so forth. So now they could control which ratings actually go to the app. So they could say all ratings that are 3 stars or higher automatically go, but anything less than that, I want to review first before I publish. And we're also giving the ability to contact them. So, one of the things, was feedback from a client that recently used Meevo is that they actually had a client give a 1-star rating, and they were able to go in there and contact them and improve that experience and, really get into why they had that experience.
Yeah,
and,
the first day they used Meevo, they didn't even realize that was on, and then they started seeing this thing, and they went and checked it out, and they go, oh my God, that's right, we turned that on. Mm-hmm. And they had a lot, mostly 5 stars, but they had one-star review, and it just turned out that the client came in 10 minutes late, so they had to shorten her blowout, and it made her upset. But it still was great that the owner knew that this happened, was able to talk to the client. So it's great stuff.
Other enhancements to show the lifetime rating value, or average lifetime for the employee as well as the client in that screen, and really just getting you to be able to drill down and filter out the screen. So excited about that feature. And then the last thing that I'll mention in the mid-Q4 release that we're enabling is the merging of client profiles, which we're getting a lot of people on our ideas portal, which I'll get into a little bit later, commenting on and wanting a release. So that'll be enabled in the mid-Q4 release as well.
So question for you about merging clients really quickly. I know that there has been some rumor or a lot of questions that have filtered around regarding being able to take a client from one location to another location. So can you clarify a little bit what that client is like now? Does it really live in one place?
Right.
It has to be in two places? That was something I struggled with working with franchises.
Right.
Right. So what does that look like inside of Meevo?
So what we have is in Millennium, we had in telemerge where you can merge clients, but it was at the local level. What's great about Meevo 2, it was built from the ground up to be multi-location. So Millennium became multi-location, right? Mm-hmm. Meevo 2 was first-class citizen multi-location. So there is a single client list, even if you have 20 salons or your Massage Envy or Hand and Stone with thousands of locations, right? So, John Harms can visit 5 locations, but there's one John Harms profile, one John Harms history, one John Harms, everything that matters as an entity client, John Harms. Mm-hmm. So, and then in the merging, what's great about it is that's better than Millennium is in telemerge is actually going to make sure that there's only one John Harms profile. Maybe I got the email address in one location, but and then I got the phone number, but not the email address in the other location. And somebody added me again. The IntelliMerge across locations will be smart enough to realize that there's like phone numbers or like email address and merge them into one. So it's much more powerful. Again, Meevo 2 is just much more powerful from a multi-location perspective in general.
That's awesome, especially when it comes down to marketing, right?
Oh yeah, so that's what's great too is our marketing integration that Andy's going to talk about. If I have 5 locations, again, John gets marketed to one time. If John hasn't visited any location in 90 days, he'll get a miss you. Whereas if it was per location, John might go to this location and then go to that location. But now this guy's sending out a 90-day miss you, but I'm really still coming to the franchise or the chain.
Yeah.
So even on the marketing side, that's really been thought through.
Awesome. So one other thing that I know is actually coming up in the release relatively soon because I have a sneak peek, guys. I work here. But I know that we have reports that are
Allegedly.
coming out, right? Sometimes. Please keep me forever. But I know that we have reports that are coming out, and one of those reports is regarding or related to online booking. So how is that going to benefit businesses? Because I got a sneak peek of it, and I kind of like it.
Oh, it's really cool. I'll let Andy talk to that.
Yeah, it's funny with online booking. We came out with online booking about 20 years ago, which was probably when that first edition came out. And back then, it was like pulling teeth to get businesses to implement online booking.
It was on a flip phone and with a WAP interface, it's called, where it would ask you a question, you would answer. But that's how cutting edge we were at 1999.
Yeah. So, it took probably about 10 years to finally get people really convinced that they should offer online booking. And then probably within the last 8 years, people really started to try to analyze. It's kind of like the evolution of just like the website, just kind of analyze. Yes, I need to have a website, great, but what is that really doing for my business? Same thing with online booking. Great, I have online booking, but what is that really doing for my business, and what impact is it having? So they really started analyzing from a website perspective, with Google Analytics, how many people are coming to their website, what pages they're viewing, how long they're staying, what videos they're watching, and they really wanted to apply that type of stuff to online booking. And we get these types of requests all the time. I want to put some type of plug-in so I can know that they're booking or doing something along that lines. So what we did is we came out with a report that really tries to analyze the interactions and what the impact is of online booking to your business. So I'll just name off a few of them. I have a printout right here. What's the percentage of appointments being booked online? How many of them are new? How many of them are repeat? How much retail sales is resulting from somebody booking online? We've got stats on here about booking per hour, so you know what time of day people are booking the most over the date range of the report. So if you run it for a month, what time of day over the course of that month are they booking more often? Same thing about days of the week. So what days of the week are they booking appointments more often on? So I think a lot of these stats, other ones like average star rating for new clients versus what's the average star rating for, repeat clients. I just think a lot of these stats is really going to help a business kind of improve their communication from the service provider to the client about the important, or what online booking offers them. Maybe change the communication at the front desk. Maybe help them adjust what they're showing on their website as far as marketing purposes go. So there's just a lot. I really think businesses are really going to love this report, and it's really going to give them some insight as to what's happening.
I mean, it even goes down into revenue. So what's really cool about that is we don't charge for online booking. It costs us a lot of money to build it, but to me, it's just price of business, the price of entry for people is they want to be able to provide that to their clients. So while there's no cost to them, they still want to see kind of what revenue is being generated. So even on that report, we'll show how much service revenue was generated, and it'll even show you how much retail revenue was generated by the people that booked online. So it's really, really great. And we completely rewrote online booking in Meevo 2, and it's mobile first. Again, online booking in Millennium started on a full screen, then we adopted it to work on a phone. This time around, again, from the ground up, it's built to be multi-location online booking. It's built to be, if you do have multiple locations, and it's built to function beautifully on a phone. And we've even added other things, including being able to book up to 5 guests at a time. So definitely want to check out online booking. That's a whole nother coffee talk.
Yeah. One thing that I actually love about the report, and it's just something that came to my mind when I had initially saw it, was now that I'm able to do all these different stats, now me as a business owner or the manager out there can say, okay, maybe these are the best times that I should be running promotions because our holiday seasons are right around the corner. Right. So it kind of gives me an idea of when I'm the busiest. Maybe I'm going to offer promotions during my downtime. Maybe I'm going to start making sure that the retail items that are being purchased by those people, they're sitting at the front desk when they come in, right, ready to purchase. So it really gives them that education that they may have not known about, or that insight, which I love.
Yeah.
Absolutely
and
love.
anymore, I mean, when I go into a Millennium or a Meevo client and I find out they're not using online booking, a lot of the concerns that people have about online booking, they don't realize we've addressed. So we understand that certain people, certain times, certain services, you don't want to book online. What we did in Meevo that's even better than Millennium is Andy made sure that they implemented this booking priority. So it knows that, hey, get the color, then the cut. Don't do the cut, then the color, if that's what you want to do. Or in other words, in the spa world, maybe I want to make sure that they get their massage. Well, obviously, they should get their facial before their makeup lesson, right?
Yeah.
If the makeup lesson comes first, then you get a facial. That seems counterintuitive, right? So all this kind of logic that people worry about on why they wouldn't do online booking has been addressed. And to me, people need to realize their clients expect and demand to be able to book 24/7. So to me, it needs to function the way a salon or a spa wants it to work, and people need to be able to embrace it. And to be able to embrace it, we need to put all these options that let them configure it the way their business works. So definitely very proud of, we call it OB3, because it's the third version of online booking we completely rewrote. So OB3 is great product.
Yep.
So one other thing I know personally, because we have all of these different enhancements and updates coming out, and I know that the development team and product development has been working extremely hard. When I go onto the second floor, I see all the little Post-its and the pictures everywhere of all the different things that are coming in, and I know that integrations is a big one, and a lot of clients have had questions about that. So what can you tell us about integrations?
I'm going to let Andy go over several of our kind of top integrations, but what I'll say from a architecture perspective and from an overall perspective is if you're cloud, the whole beauty of it is that it becomes almost like crowdsourced or community sourced, right? So if we build the engine and we build the architecture of Meevo 2, we want people to be able to, Salon Clouds and others that he'll talk about, be able to bolt on what they do really well onto our system. And so what it does is take off the reliance on us to build every feature, to build every app, to build every function in Meevo, and really start to build out integrations to our partners that can really provide value-added benefits to our clients without our clients waiting for us to do it ourselves. So some things we'll do ourselves, some things we'll have a flavor where, we have basic marketing built into Meevo free. But now somebody might want to bolt on this marketing app or that marketing integration or Demand Force, or he'll talk about Emma. So these other versions that people will have different choices. So for me, that was really important. And we call it the Meevo store, where you can go to all this stuff. And so I'll let Andy kind of dig into what the Meevo store is and what some of these cool integrations are.
Yeah, one of the things we really wanted to address in Meevo over Millennium was just bring to light the integrations and additional add-ons that we have available with Meevo. We would get calls into support all the time when I was working at support, probably still do now, about, hey, I'm doing this thing with Constant Contact, and I wish, I'm just doing this export, can you help me with this export? And I would be like, we have an integration with Constant Contact, right? Like, no, I had no idea. So yeah, so that's how we wanted to improve that on Meevo. So we came up with this concept of Meevo store. So in Meevo, If you just navigate to the Meevo menu, you'll see something that says the Meevo store, and in there, businesses can go in there and upgrade their subscription to a different subscription to Meevo, upgrade their text, appointment notification plan, or upgrade their support plan that they have. Eventually this year, you could update your payment method and stuff on file that we have for you. But the other thing is that we've got a section called Business Boosters, kind of like what John was talking about just now. One of them is online booking. Online booking is free. It's included with Meevo, but you go into the Meevo store to enable it, to add it to your business. And there's a bunch of other ones in there, like we've got a walk-in module and some other things that you can go in there and add on. But we have a section called integrations, and that's where all our integrations are. So we really wanted to bring to light of all the integrations and possibilities that are available to somebody, so that we were doing email campaigns, and that's maybe the only way, if they read their email, the only way they would find out if they had Millennium. So back to the integrations, we've mentioned Emma. Emma's an integration that we have, so that allows for automated marketing. We've got some built-in templates in there that they could use, or they can create their own, which is really nice. We've got an integration with Textel, which we had with Millennium, but we kind of really upgraded that integration quite a bit. So it's a really great experience that's going to happen in the mid Q4 release that we're excited about, where somebody can actually text the business's phone number, and it'll come up in Meevo as a tab, not intrusive, it won't interrupt the flow, but it'll come up in a tab saying, hey, you've got one unread message. You click it, and then you can actually text back and forth with the client, and they're just texting the business phone number, and then you're just texting them, as well as the ability to text and communicate with employees through this feature. So we're really excited about that one. We've got an integration with Transworld. So if you're membership based, it can help with collecting funds from people that owe you money.
Get that money.
And we've got an integration to QuickBooks Online. So we've got that integration going. So there's lots of other integrations coming down the pipe. Like John mentioned, Demandforce, we're working on. That's coming early next year.
Very nice. So the highly anticipated, big question. I'm going to ask it now, guys. When is the conversion to Millennium to Meevo going to be available? Okay. You all want to know.
Sure. and Meevo 1. There are clients on Meevo 1 that want to get to Meevo 2. So we started doing conversions back in March and April, and quickly realized how every conversion we did was different, meaning like people use different features. They use the system differently. Some people had poor internet connection, so they would file fix a lot, or they'd shut the computer down in the middle of Millennium, and all these data anomalies we call them. So it really was an eye-opener to us that we needed to build a really flexible integration. So we continued throughout the year to convert people, and every time we learned things, we would improve it. So we finally got to the point now where we feel very good about it. We're converting clients every day, every week. There's a queue that people need to get. People need to call sales and get on the list of, hey, I want to get on to Meevo 2, because we have thousands and thousands of clients. So we need them to show interest that they want to go to Meevo 2. The point I want to make there is that we're not pushing Millennium clients to go to Meevo 2. We want people to go to Meevo 2. It's our future. But at the same time, our competitors are out there going, Millennium's a legacy product now. Millennium still kicks the shit out of anything that's out there, okay? Millennium's amazing. So I'm telling you right now that we'll continue to support Millennium in the years to come. However, we want to make Meevo 2 so amazing with the great features that Millennium had that everybody moves to Meevo 2, because that is our future. So we're also working on a multi-location conversion. So a conversion that'll be able to take the clients that are in Millennium, people that have multiple locations. John Harms, if he visited 3 Massage Envies, had 3 separate records at those locations. We need to, we call it linking and flattening, flatten John Harms down into one person, because that's the way Meevo works. And so there's some extra work we need to do there. And we're going to start converting clients at the end of January, multi-location. But right now, today, we are converting Millennium to Meevo with great success. Thing is, there are some pre and post conversion things that you need to do that I'll let Andy talk about. So, while your appointments are going to come over, your transactions, and so much more than you would imagine, your clients, your formulas, great. But there are certain little things like taxes and certain payroll things that you're going to have to set up manually. So there's kind of pre-work you need to do and post-work you need to do. And the other thing I just remind all Millennium clients is, don't go to Meevo thinking it's Millennium. We completely rethought this on purpose so that it could work on an iPad, work on a phone. So, but at the same time, we know a lot of you have a front desk computer that you need to be able to work very well there. That's why we added the shortcuts and things like that Andy just talked about. So, but just be prepared. It's not Millennium, but we've created the reports to be very similar. There's a MR80, MR85, the MA200, the things that you're comfortable with, the way you open and close your drawer, you're going to feel comfortable with. But it is not Millennium on purpose, and you will love it. Pre-post, what can you say briefly about that?
Yeah, when it comes to the conversion, I think we realized that we need to do a little hand-holding through getting people converted over, because there's stuff on the Millennium side that we've got to shut down and stuff. So, we're starting up a conversion team that will handle everybody who's converting over. So that's gonna be in place, and it's really gonna start really cranking people out, get conversions done.
Yeah, actually, I should have really mentioned that. So that's been about a 6-week process already. Next week, that team is fully functional. So we actually combined customer success and implementation into one unit, created 2 different managers under a director. And now there's a whole division of this company whose job is just to focus on getting people converted. And I think that's super important, especially for the people waiting in line to know, hey, when am I going to get converted and things like that. So we're really investing the money and the effort and the personnel to really improve that. So I definitely forgot to mention that. And that's being spearheaded by Matt Scudder, COO of our company, to make sure that our operations can handle thousands of conversions.
Yep. So I hope everybody's using a feature called it's walkthroughs with Meevo. So if you go up to the little question mark, there's the ability to go in there and say, show me how to sell a gift card, or how to redeem a gift card, or how to add a service to the system. Because it really literally walks you through step by step. Click here to do this, click here to do that. And the reason why I bring that up is because anybody switching over to Meevo, they get training through our LMS video system. You get certifications and stuff complete. But you can really train yourself through the walkthroughs that we've created with the in-app help experience, which is really cool. For new businesses getting on Meevo, we've got a to-do list. So as soon as you get onboarded, you get this task list. We take you on a tour, and then we take you through a task list of things that you need to set up, such as your business information, your business hours. All right, now add services. All right, now add employees. This is how you do it. So we'll walk you through it. But what we want to do to tie in conversions is the fact that we know if somebody's converted. So we're going to show a different experience, a different type of tour, and also a different task list. I'll say a post conversion checklist that'll be available with this walkthrough screen, so that they could literally know on day one, what do I need to do today? I can't wait till tomorrow. It's got to be done today. And what are high priorities that I should get done this week? Mediums, all right, I get done, at some point, in lows, maybe sometime in the future. So I think that's really going to help with people converting over. What is it that I need to do on day one, and so forth after I convert?
Just as a quick story, Bob McConey is the vice president of enterprise sales here. Before we went to the Millennium experience, he's like, hey, I need to be on Meevo, or I'm going to look like a hypocrite. And we're like, yeah, you need to get on Meevo. So we make this decision on a Friday. We get his backup on Monday. The salon's closed. We convert him. Tuesday, he trains his staff for an hour and a half. They go live on Wednesday, and they balance the penny all week. So, I call it rip the Band-Aid off. When you finally get to the point where you're going to go on Meevo, you need to make the commitment, rip the Band-Aid off, get through your daily operations, and you're going to love it. The main point that we need to make is you need to contact sales. You need to get in that queue, so we kind of know that you're desiring to go on Meevo too, so we can get some project management stuff done, make sure that we're ready for you. But at the same time, if you're using Demandforce and that's not coming out till Q1, then you're going to, at best, need to be converted by the end of the first quarter. So definitely contact us so we know that you are interested in moving to Meevo too, and we're doing our best here to fast track that process, but there is a long line.
I believe that. I think I just heard a phone go off.
I
think someone just called sales.
Oh yeah. I have my phone in my back pocket, and there's been a couple times that I got 2 phone calls and at least a couple text messages where I realized, why do I have my phone in my back pocket? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, there's one reason why you probably have it on you.
Yeah. Right. So, but Meevo works on this thing.
So we have an idea now of what's going to be coming up in the next couple of months, right? But what should I be excited about for 2019?
Well, by the way, before you start, I just realized what you were alluding to. I have a baby that should be
I was waiting for him to say it.
Any second. So I'm like, thank God, we know it's a girl. So she waited for me to be able to do this coffee talk. So Andy was prepared to do it alone with, Tanya, but I'm here and my phone hasn't gone off, so no baby yet.
That's dedication.
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
What can we look forward to in 2019?
Reports.
Yeah,
Very,
always reports.
very exciting. No, we're definitely adding a lot more reports, enhancing some of the existing ones. So that's going to be one of our major focuses in 2019 to really beef up the reporting that's in Meevo 2. So that's going to be one of our number one priorities. Another priority that we have is e-gift. So we have that with Millennium. This allows people to purchase gift cards online. So we've completely revamped it. We're probably going to be in beta with a couple locations within the next few weeks. And we hope to have that launched at the beginning of the year. So we're excited about that. We've got some built-in templates that will probably be used because they look really nice. And you have the ability to create your own templates, upload your own image. So we're excited about that. Other enhancements that we've got coming out is an integration to ADP for payroll processing. So we're excited there. We've got a lot of demand for that. We've talked about demand force. That's coming. The other thing that I want to bring up is, we have in our community forum, I don't know if many of you are in our community forum, have logged into our community forum, but under where it says discussions in the upper right-hand corner, there's something you click on called ideas. And in there, you could submit your own ideas, whether you're a Millennium user or Meevo, submit your own ideas. And what's great about that is that your ideas are immediately sent to our product development team, and we evaluate. We see if it already exists, we flag it, we tag it, we map it to a feature. If it already exists or if it doesn't exist, we map it to something that's already on our roadmap. If it allows other people to vote on your feature, it allows other people to comment on the idea that you have. I comment all the time. Anything that comes in, I'm commenting on most of the time. And it's really helped drive our product roadmap in 2019 as to what people are asking for. So as you can see, one of the major things on that list, top one thing, is to be able to handle the merging of client profiles with 79 votes. I actually just saw that this morning. So
is that why you mentioned it before?
I just wanted to make sure that was in there for the mid Q4 release. So yeah, again, we're listening to you, and getting your ideas and making comments on this ideas portal is really important.
How do they get to the ideas portal?
It's through our community forum, and they can access it through our website.
Okay.
Yep. The other thing that I'll talk about is we want to handle Botox injections, like injectable type scenarios. Well, I'm not going to perform Botox injections, but the software will be able to handle it. So we've got that set up to be able to charge efficiently and deduct from inventory efficiently. So we've actually had that written up for quite some time, but we're going to get that in there early next year.
I hear every med spa right now that's watching going, amen.
Yep.
Yeah. We already have a design for it and everything, so it's just a matter of implementing it. Did we get e-gift in there?
Yeah, e-gifts on the roadmap. So yep, that's on there for early next year. So beta in the next few weeks, and full launch probably after the new year.
Great.
Perfect. Yep. So I know that we had a lot of questions that came in for this coffee talk. Normally, when we have questions come in, it's like I get the same question over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, someone please send another question for me. But this one, I had too many questions. Okay. So we have a few to get through. So let's see if we can bang through these, okay? All right. So someone asked, are we going to be able to take services in 5 or 10 minutes? So I'm assuming that they're talking about the increments of the appointment book. So is this something that we can look forward to?
Yeah, so we actually wanted that in the Q3 update. But once we had so many people success with Meevo 2, we had so many production things that we were focused on that we actually bumped that. So 5 and 10 minute increments are coming. We were in a meeting yesterday for another hour on it, just doing some final design on it. So 5 and 10 minute books are coming. I believe it's in the Q1 release.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Perfect. So that means that everybody who's doing 5-minute waxes, get ready. The book's going to be prepared.
Right.
All right. So will I be able to track guest-specific service times similar to IntelliBooking in Millennium?
Yes.
So
is that all I'm getting? Yes.
Well, differently though.
Yeah.
So in Millennium, you just kind of said, hey, IntelliBooking, and then certain magic happened. Some people understood it, some people didn't.
Yep.
We're doing it a little bit better, I think, in Meevo 2, in that you can actually go to a specific client and actually override what you think their frequency of visit should be per service category. So, John might come every 3 weeks for a haircut, even though my frequency of visit for a haircut man is set to 4.
Mm-hmm.
4 weeks. So I can override that at the client level, which is great. And also with the IntelliBooking, you'll have a similar IntelliBooking experience, but you'll also be able to say, but you know what? John with Susie is this. So you'll actually be able to manually kind of do it as well. So it's going to be a little different, but yeah, it's some of that's already there. Some of it's still coming.
Yeah, the frequency of visit piece is already there. So we're adding the ability for you to adjust the times in the same area on the client profile manually, as well as it's going to be smart enough to track it via the appointment book. So if you book something with Sally and for 15 minutes, it's going to log it into that client profile, and then they could adjust from there if they want to, which is really cool.
That's awesome. So another question that we have is, can we set up automatic notifications for staff when appointments are made? Since we are mobile, staff needs to be able to notify electronically when a new appointment has been booked. So I'm going to answer this one and say, yes, you absolutely can. It does do that inside of the employee profile. You can actually do it based off of 3 settings. I believe it's when it's booked, when it's been edited, and if it's been canceled. So you do have that flexibility. So here's Tanya's education coming into play, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely.
Text or email.
Text or email.
Text or email on both the client side and employee side. So it's much more refined than we even had in Millennium. And there's still alerts, by the way, and things like that. So you can get alerts when certain things happen and refunds happen and stuff like that. So some of that stuff's still there. But specific, we have a separate area just for the appointment notifications.
Love alerts, by the way. Allows me just to see what you're doing when I'm not there, just saying. All right. So one of the other questions that we got was, when will Meevo be multilingual?
So it is built. We knew that it needed to be multilingual. So we actually have in Millennium, we actually have all the reports in German. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know that. But we knew building Meevo 2, it needed to be cross-culture, multilingual. So it's built to be. The only thing we need to do is prioritize the translation part. So we have a database of all the phrases, words like last name, first name, city, state, all those things are in a database. So we never, unlike Millennium, kind of just typed it on the screen. It actually pulls from a database. Wow. We have other columns, Spanish, German, French, and we just need to do the translation. It just hasn't been a priority yet because we just really want to get it rolled out in the US, get our Millennium clients taken care of. They're a priority. Honestly, before we're starting to focus on the multilingual aspects, we do have it already in like Trinidad and Tobago. We have it, Meevo going out there to other countries, but all in English for now. It will be coming in the different languages towards the end of 2019. We just want to prioritize the existing clients we have in the United States and Canada, England, and Australia, and then just do the translation is all we need to do. So it's built to be multilingual.
I can't wait till the day I get to open up a Meevo, someone's Meevo, and it's a completely different language. And I'm going to be like, what is this?
Yeah,
it's exciting.
It'll be really
That's
cool.
going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So when can we expect a social media integration?
Well, we actually have lots of social media integrations on the roadmap for next year. We've got Yelp booking. They've come up with a booking platform. So if you're searching for a business on Yelp and say you like it, you could click a button to book an appointment right there. So, and then Google has the same type of thing that we're going to be doing. We've got integration for Facebook booking. And then circling back to ratings, we've got the ability on the roadmap to be able to submit ratings to Yelp or Google or Facebook or so forth. So that's on the roadmap for next year. And then also with ratings, we want to have our own page where ratings could be displayed. So you can actually have a link on your website for people to click to view the ratings that have been submitted, not just within online booking or whatever. It could be something that you have on your website that they can click to view ratings on. So for now, I think that's what we've got on the roadmap.
Yeah,
there might be some other things that come up.
Along that, one of the things I want to do even before some of that other stuff is the rating system we already have. Like if somebody gives a 3 or a 4 or 5 star review and actually puts a comment, we want to recognize that and then encourage the person that just gave you a 5-star with a great comment to say, would you book that? Would you like to also book that, post that on Google or Yelp, and just redirect them to help improve the outward-facing reviews for our salons and spas. So that will be coming soon. I'm hoping I can cram it into Q1. It's up to the boss over here. But worst case, I think it'll be Q2. So that anything we can do to help improve the people that use the businesses that use Meevo 2 is a priority to me.
Awesome. Another question that we got is, will there be an app or kiosk mode available? Example, for service providers or for clients' check-ins?
Well, we actually do have a walk-in kiosk that people can walk in and they can check in for an appointment or say that they've arrived. But it's for our walk-in businesses for now. But we're adding to our roadmap next year the ability to have a check-in module, but not just to be able to check in, but also offer add-ons. So yeah, you're checking in for the service. Do you want to add aromatherapy, or do you want to add a foot scrub or whatever it is? But we also want to enhance it even further. We want to be able to suggest upsell them or cross-sell them. So if they're coming in and checking in for their massage, maybe it'll come up and say, hey, we can actually fit you in for a facial afterwards. Do you want to get a facial as well? So not only stuff that they could do that doesn't take additional time, but also offer stuff that does take additional time after their appointment. So those are the enhancements that we're looking forward to.
Nice. So one of the other questions that we got, which I think is super important, especially because I was a spa. So status of electronic form capability with Meevo 2.
Yeah, I'll let Andy drill down on it, but we actually have a significant franchise that uses Meevo 2, and one of the things they needed was forms. So we actually did build that in there. And what we did is actually in Meevo 2, we also have user-defined fields on steroids compared to user-defined fields in Millennium.
Yes, we do.
So you can create a user-defined field and actually create a tab yourself on the client screen or on the employee screen and say, hey, I'm tracking HR stuff on this tab in the employee screen. So you create the tab and you actually create the fields inside of it. We extended that to actually allow you to create forms. And then as the client fills it out, it's actually back populating those user-defined fields. So Andy was involved in the product development of that. So extrapolate on that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's really great. I mean, it's really easy to use. You literally go in there and you create your form, you give it a name, you choose what fields you want on the form, and then you give it to your web developer so that they can make it so that it's a responsive form, so that it's a form that can work on your tablet or your phone or whatever it is. Then they just import that code from the web developer, whatever it is, and once that form is created, then you just enable it, which basically is just anytime a specific service or services are booked, that client will get that notification that they must fill out a form, and that there's a form for them to view. They get it via text or email, they click it, they view it, they fill out fields. We've got signature capture in there, they could sign it, they could submit it. Yep. There's status that's viewable from that appointment specifically, where they can view forms. If there's a form that needs to be filled out, there's something that will glow and draw your attention to it in our Smart Assistant.
If it hasn't been filled out, now you go to check them out and it's required, it's going to come up again to have them fill it out. You can hand it to them on an iPad. It's really well thought out, really well and tightly integrated from the client profile to the register to the appointment book. So you even have the ones that are appointment based, and then you even have ones that are more like, maybe privacy policy that you fill out once a year. Mm-hmm. So really cool.
Yep, exactly. And we've got client intake forms coming on the horizon too.
I'm already thinking about one client that I'm going to tell about that. So you know who you are. I know you're watching. So next question that we got, and I think this works really well also with forms. So will and when we will be HIPAA compliant?
Yeah, so Meevo 2 was built to be very secure. We already have what's called a SOC 2 compliant rating, which was important for our larger clients, like all the JCPenney salons use us, and they needed a SOC 2 compliance to show how secure we are. Along those lines, we also need HIPAA. So Andy has been researching. We've also retained an outside company to certify us in HIPAA compliancy. We've already added the ability in a service to be able to say it's a private service, so that when you look at the history based on the security, maybe I don't even see what the service is. I just see that you came in, and it's just asterisks because I can't see, that private service you got. One other thing that we do plan on doing is adding that to visit notes too. So when you go to update the note, is that note type, maybe it's a note type called, surgery, right? And within that, I'm going to put all kinds of notes. Well, maybe surgery is a private visit note type. So again, just like I can't see the service you got, I wouldn't be able to see the notes the doctor took. So we're almost there. We're closer than we even thought. And a meeting we had just last week with the people that are certifying us, we learned a lot. And so HIPAA compliance is definitely coming soon. Q1 or Q2?
Yeah, for Q1.
Yep.
That's exciting.
So, yeah.
We also got a question that's asking for the status of constant contact integration with Meevo 2.
It's on our roadmap for next year. We definitely want to do it. I mean, I brought it up before. We had it with Millennium, so we definitely want to do it.
They can do it today.
They could do it today with our basic marketing export, so they can export and then import into Constant Contact, so it's available today if they want to do it from a manual perspective. But the integration to be able to auto send the client list over to them, that's the piece that we're going to add on.
Yeah, but what we have today is the Emma integration, which is a beautiful interface. We've got all the preset templates for them. So honestly, and it's priced very well. I mean, when people see what the cost of doing per month what the Emma integration costs, it's very inexpensive, and it's very easy to see that the misuse go out, the new client welcomes go out. So honestly, right now, my thing would just be encouraging anybody to try out Emma, because Constant Contact's great, and we'll have that integration one day. But what they're looking for in Constant Contact, they can get into Emma today.
Mm-hmm. I actually have seen Emma personally and got to play with it, so I do like the templates. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I know that we helped create some of them, but they are beautiful. So
it's easy to use too.
Yeah. So I love the fact, and this is our last question coming from the audience, but this is one question that I'm really happy someone asked, because I legit live out of my phone. Everything goes in there. So if you say, hey, Tanya, you want to get coffee? Yeah, no problem. Let me check my calendar and put it in. So here it says, can we sync with our Google Calendar when it comes to Meevo 2?
So we're adding that feature. So it is something that's actually a feature somebody submitted in the ideas portal. So again, the importance of the ideas portal, we're taking the client feedback seriously. So go in there if you really want that feature, vote on it, make comments on it to make it better than how we're going to implement it, or give us some tidbits or enhancements or whatever.
One thing I want to say about that is it doesn't integrate your whole calendar, like for a stylist, into the Google their Google calendar. Mm-hmm. But for online booking and things like that, we do actually show them, hey, would you like to add this to your calendar? So for the client, they can add their service to their calendar. But to take the entire appointment book and then translate it down into a stylist calendar, we're going to do it. It just wasn't as high as a priority because, quite frankly, they can open their phone and have the full-blown Meevo 2 appointment book right there and only see themselves if that's what the owner wants, and read only if that's what the owner wants. So while we're going to do it, it just wasn't a priority as much anymore, since you can get it on your phone
Get it
today.
right off get it off that mobile device.
Yep.
Perfect. So with that being said, one of the very last questions that I always love to ask for a coffee talk, what are the 3 things that people should take back with them today?
I think they should take back that Millennium still matters to us, and we're going to support it. So don't feel like, hey, we're going to drop a bomb on you in 2019 and force you to Meevo 2. At the same time, just know that we are converting a lot of people to Meevo 2 from Millennium, and that your data does come over, and that if that's important to you and you want to do it in 2019, you need to call us now and get on that list. The other thing is Andy's mentioned it a couple times. This ideas portal is your way to vote on things that you see happening, give opinions on what was in Millennium or not in Millennium that you want to see in Meevo 2, things that in Meevo 2 you want improved that you liked better in Millennium. I mean, that's really what it's all about. So getting on that ideas portal and giving us your feedback. I always joke around, we're not the smartest people, or I'm not the smartest person, but we're good listeners. And if they tell us what they want, we're gonna let that drive our roadmap. And Andy's job as a product development manager is to be a customer advocate. So that would be the second thing. Third thing, one more. Just know that Meevo 2 is real, and it's fast, it's beautiful, it works on a phone, a tablet, it's everything we say it is. Don't listen to some of the hype that's out there that our competitors are trying to do. We've been around 30 years. We're their R&D. Their new features are what we come up with, in my opinion. So we're still creating, we're still innovating. We're proud of what Meevo 2 is. We're proud of how fast it is. In most cases, it's faster than Millennium installed on your local server, but it's up in the cloud and you don't have to back up. You'll never file fix again. Take a look at Meevo 2. And if you're on Meevo 2, keep giving us the feedback, because we want it to be everything that Millennium was and more.
Perfect. So I want to go ahead and I want to thank everybody watching today. I just want to give everybody an opportunity. I'll say it again. If you guys are concerned about the conversion, you want to make sure that you get on that list, please make sure that you reach out to our sales department. They are waiting for you guys. Also, I want to let you guys know that we do this is actually the last coffee talk for this year. So
Oh,
how sad. We're going to see you guys back in 2019, but I just want to make you aware that we do also have a webinar that will be going on in December, so make sure to check that out. That's going to be with Nicole. We'll actually be doing a sales demo of Meevo 2, so if you don't get an opportunity to reach out to sales, you really want to see what it's all about one more time, you can go ahead and sit down with her. But we look forward to seeing you guys in 2019. Happy holidays, and we'll see you then. Bye, guys.